much. We'll call you back. Thank you.
Come on! Come on!
Brad Pitt and Jonah Hill, good morning. Boy, that scene stressed me out. I mean, I have to say, I was watching it, I was almost schwitzing, but at any rate, how is it up there on Cloud 9? I mean, you must be with these nominations.
Any moment sitting next to Jonah is Cloud 9, as you will quickly pick up on. But no, it's really nice for the film. It's a nice feeling. This thing was an arduous undertaking. It almost didn't get made about 3 times, and a lot of people put their jobs on the line to see it through, and I'm happy it's paid off, and it's been really nice.
Well, we'll get to that in just a moment. We talked to you right after the nomination, and one of the first things you said was how happy you were for Jonah. How did you find out about it, Jonah?
I was just watching TV, and it said it on TV, and I freaked out and started running around. And then I immediately, started speaking to these guys and everyone involved with the movie and my family. And I don't know. I mean, what we were talking about was like, no matter what it means to you and how exciting it is. And this guy, produced the film and worked with it through so many incarnations, and it truly we would not even be close to here today without his work and care for this project. But what I said to him was like, no matter what it means to me, it will just mean so much more to like my parents or my family more than it will ever mean to me. They're just so thrilled. They can't believe it.
You're an Oscar-nominated actor, and for a very
insane.
Serious role in a movie, as you're both pointing out, almost didn't get made many times. In fact, one of the things that has happened, it went through director, screenwriter shakeups, executives killed it. You kept it alive, really, I think perhaps maybe one could say stubbornly, for years. Why couldn't you let this one go?
There was this great idea about values, about how we value ourselves, how we determine our own self-worth and the worth of others, and that value system may be askewed. And these guys were fighting for a fair game. They had a quarter of the payroll. They could not compete, and so they started questioning everything they do. And in it, they found great inefficiencies. And Billy Beane, being someone who'd been devalued by the sport himself, found other players, a whole pool of talent who had been devalued, and gave them the second shot. I thought it was an amazing story.
There's a kind of underdog nature to the story.
Certainly so.
Yeah, Billy Beane being this Oakland A's manager who, puts a lot on the line. I mean, because your character, who actually, Jonah, it's kind of an amalgamation of several different people, doesn't really even exist. Convinces Billy Beane to rethink the game, rethink what worth is in terms of the players. So I wonder to some degree why you learned that this character was willing to risk so much. I mean, really risk so much for the game he loved, and maybe even for everything he loved.
Well, I think it was out of necessity, just fighting for a fair fight. We can't fight the other guy's fight. We're going to lose every time. We're just outgunned. But I think in the process, we start out with a film where you think we're trying to win games, and I think by the end of it, it's more of a character and characters who are trying to find their own value in a system that is certainly not propping them up in that way.
There's so much about this movie is not predictable. Just watching it kind of reveals itself, which is a really joy when you watch it. But you're not predictable in this movie for anybody who's seen you in any other movie you've done. I mean, where did you find the honesty of your portrayal?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I love all the comedies I've been a part of, and to me, I'm just an actor. I was never a comedian or anything like that, and to me, it's just about trying to play all different kinds of parts. And when I read this book and met Bennett, I was like, gosh, I just saw something in that character that I thought was really beautiful, a story about a guy who had never had a light shined on him before. And honestly, the chance to do something different was really exciting and enticing to me. But I just really wanted to play a guy who was stumbling through responsibility for the first time.
It's such a bold performance. It's such a stunning reserve, which I've seldom seen. It became the perfect counterbalance for this gregarious Billy Beane character.
Well, Brad's character is like such a dynamic, like such a He's like a bazooka. You know, like he's just this
exploding constantly.
Yeah, it's so dynamic. I think it was such a wonderful thing to watch on set.
Well, the LA Times writes about it this way. He says, Pitt hits it out of the park as Oakland A's general manager Billy Beane. His character is frightened with worry, glowing with love for his daughter, hurling furniture across rooms. There's a deep emotion in your portrayal of this character, Brad, that is hard to miss. I mean, there seems to be such a layering.
You know, I got such a kick out of him that he is so emotionally involved. He can't even watch the baseball.
Right, he's working out or driving somewhere.
He just wants to know the result because it will affect his decision making, and he gets so emotionally involved. And yes, the many chairs suffered it.
Many tanks and also those big containers full of ice and water.
Anything that was in throwing, it was in reach.
But technically, you were Jonah's boss. So technically, he was working for you. So I'm wondering what kind of a boss is Brad Pitt?
He's a great boss.
Yeah?
Yeah. I mean, because he's the producer of the film. You know, like Bennett, our director, Bennett Miller, who's a genius, and Brad, you know, were really the brain trust of the film. They were working together in the bunker every day trying to figure out this really intricate book that people said was unfilmable, to adapt it and make sure that it came across the way they thought it did. And so I never once... It was interesting because he was my scene partner every day, and it was interesting that I never thought that he could fire me at any.
But and also, it sounds like you had some fun on the set, because I understand there was a degree of pranking that was involved.
We had a few. We were like
mostly one-sided.
We were kind of the underappreciated film on the lot. So we were shoved way back in the corner, and we had to get ready on the other side of the lot, which felt like a quarter of a mile away. So they gave us these golf carts to get from one end to the other. Really fast golf carts, by the way, which was really smart on their point. Yeah. But we have to drive by all these other productions, and I had Jonah's cart rigged. Whenever you turned it on, it would blast "Wake Me Up Before You Go." So we had to drive all the way to the set.
If it was just that,
and
okay, if it was just that,
it was pretty good, I gotta say.
If it was just that would be crazy. That would be annoying for me. But it was also, he had it shrink wrapped bright pink, like neon pink. And he had superimposed a picture of me and George Michael on the front that said, I'm Jonah Hill and I love Wham. And then he attached like wedding, like things like noisemakers under the car.
Oh no.
And so I would have like a meeting with someone, or someone would come to meet with me, and I would drive up in this like insane, absurd Liberace style.
You just gotta feel there's so much insanity and intensity in what you're trying to do, and you gotta have fun.
Hence his nickname is the Bobby Fischer of pranks.
Exactly.
That's what you call him.
Yeah, I call him the Bobby Fischer of pranks.
Thank you.
He's 3 moves ahead of you at all times.
How did you explain yourself, by the way, when you drive up? I mean, did you even try? No,
you couldn't.
Yeah.
I mean, what would you say in that? I mean, there's just nothing. You're just mortified.
All right. Well, we're almost out of time, so I need to ask you. You know, how would winning feel? I mean, look, that's a dopey question, I know, but it's a big deal. This is the first time you've been nominated. You've been nominated, I think, twice before. And winning would be such a... I mean, I know, don't tell me the nominations is good enough. I mean, what would winning mean to you, too?
It is, but I just don't believe there is such a thing, really. I think it's apples and oranges, and there are so many good performances this year, so many good performances that aren't even being acknowledged. And what it means for a film to have this kind of support means more films like this will have an easier chance of getting made. For me, I mean, it's just so great to see, knowing what Jonah put into it, knowing how bold it was, what he did, and coming onto the scene in this way is really exciting. But I feel the same about the writers and everyone else that helped hump this thing over the hill.
He's so humble. I mean, am I right? He's just humble, right?
That's why
I know you mean it.
I'm here to tell you how great he is in the movie, and that I think he deserves.
This is why I brought you.
Okay, that's right.
Exactly.
Okay, there we go. Good. I'm glad somebody said it.
I genuinely think if I wasn't in this film, he gave my favorite performance this year. So my vote would go to him. My vote would go to him.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Really?
If I had a vote.
Thank you.
All right. The love that's list continues. Brad Pitt, Jonah Hill, thank you so much, and good luck to both of you. It's a great, great film. The movie is called Moneyball. It's now out on Blu-ray DVD, and we're back